Remember words by reading essays. The weight of ambition.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to study the passage, The Weight of Ambition. First, we will listen to the full text once to get a general understanding of the story and its main ideas.
Jason was a young entrepreneur who dreamed of setting a precedent for socially responsible businesses. Unlike many of his peers who only cared about profit, he wanted his company to carry a deeper purpose. Yet his team often looked lackadaisical, drained of energy after long working hours. And Jason realized he had to set goals for them, both to motivate and to inspire. He knew he had to brace for countless challenges. Investors offered only meager funds, and the support from the market seemed puny at best. Some board members even tried to browbeat him into doing things against his principles, but Jason stood firm. To him, money without integrity was derisory. Rumors about his strategies remained unverified, and competitors hoped he would soon fall foul of the regulations. But Jason carefully built an unassailable defense for his company's practices. Still, one wrong move could imperil everything he had built. So he worked tirelessly, often making decisions in an attempt to safeguard his company's reputation, and always reminding himself that it was for the sake of both his employees and the community. Whenever his colleagues doubted him, Jason would repeat his reasoning again and again to ram his point home. He was relentless in pursuit of a dream larger than himself. But the journey was nuanced. Success wasn't black and white. It required patience, negotiation, and an ability to present ideas immaculately. Government policies caused a strangulation of small enterprises, and Jason's profits began to shrivel. Yet he reminded himself that there were umpteen reasons not to give up. Even a tad of progress kept his hopes alive. His unquenched desire for change pushed him forward. His girlfriend's blandness and meek support often softened his rough edges, giving him strength. When critics attacked him, Jason faced them with a clear conscience. Over time, he developed a sense of gravitas that silenced doubters. His office was never quiet. Phones buzzed constantly, deals were made, and ideas flowed like electricity. Jason knew the road was still long, but he had proven that ambition, when coupled with resilience, could reshape not only a career, but also society itself.
Now, let's listen to the passage again. This time, I will guide you through the key vocabulary and important phrases, helping you understand how they are used in context and what they mean in the story.
Jason was a young entrepreneur who dreamed of setting a precedent for socially responsible businesses.
The phrase setting a precedent for means creating an example or standard that others may follow in the future. It suggests being the first to do something in a way that influences what comes next. In the text, Jason wants to set a precedent for socially responsible businesses, meaning he hopes to show a new way for companies to act.
Does it mean others will copy him?
Yes, that's the idea. His actions could guide or influence others.
Is it always something positive?
Not always. A precedent can be positive or negative, depending on the example that is set.
Unlike many of his peers who only cared about profit, he wanted his company to carry a deeper purpose. Yet his team often looked lackadaisical, drained of energy after long working hours.
The word lackadaisical describes someone who shows little energy, effort, or enthusiasm. It suggests a relaxed or careless attitude, often when more focus or effort is needed. In the text, Jason's team is lackadaisical, meaning they are not very active or motivated in their work.
Does it mean they're lazy?
It's similar, but more about being unmotivated or not putting in enough energy.
Can it describe actions, not just people?
Yes, it can describe actions or behavior that lack energy or interest.
And Jason realized he had to set goals for them, both to motivate and to inspire.
The phrase set goals for means to decide on specific targets or objectives that you want yourself or others to achieve. It helps provide direction, focus, and motivation. In the text, Jason sets goals for his team to guide their work and inspire better performance.
Are goals always long-term?
Not always. Goals can be short-term or long-term, depending on what you want to achieve.
Why is it important to set goals?
Because goals help people stay focused, measure progress, and work with purpose.
He knew he had to brace for countless challenges.
The phrase brace for means to prepare yourself for something difficult, challenging, or unpleasant that is about to happen. It often suggests getting ready mentally or physically for impact. In the text, Jason has to brace for countless challenges, meaning he prepares himself to face many difficulties ahead.
Is it only used for bad situations?
Most often, yes, it is used when expecting something tough or demanding.
Does it mean just thinking? Or also taking action?
It can mean both, mentally preparing and also taking steps to get ready.
Investors offered only meager funds.
The word meager means very small in amount or not enough to meet need. It often describes something limited or insufficient. In the text, investors offer meager funds, meaning the financial support Jason receives is very limited.
Does it mean almost nothing?
Yes. It suggests a very small or barely adequate amount.
Can it describe things other than money?
Yes. It can describe any limited amount, such as food, resources, or support.
And the support from the market seemed puny at best.
The word puny means very small, weak, or lacking strength or importance. It is often used to show that something is not impressive in size or power. In the text, the support from the market is described as puny, meaning it is very weak and not helpful enough.
Does it only describe physical size?
No. It can also describe things like support, effort, or influence that feel weak or insignificant.
Is it always negative?
Yes. It usually carries a negative meaning, suggesting something is not strong or effective enough.
Some board members even tried to browbeat him into doing things against his principles, but Jason stood firm.
The phrase browbeat him into doing means to pressure or intimidate someone so strongly that they feel forced to do something they may not agree with. It often involves repeated forceful demands or harsh behavior. In the text, board members try to browbeat Jason into acting against his principles.
Does it mean physical force?
Not necessarily. It usually refers to strong verbal pressure or intimidation rather than physical force.
Is it similar to persuading?
It's different. Persuasion is gentle and respectful, while browbeating is forceful and can feel overwhelming.
To him, money without integrity was derisory.
The word derisory means something so small or low in value that it seems almost insulting or ridiculous. It often describes amounts, offers, or ideas that are not taken seriously because they are too insignificant. In the text, Jason considers money without integrity to be derisory, meaning it has little real value to him.
Is it like saying something is worthless?
Yes. It can suggest that something is so small or poor that it feels nearly worthless.
Can it describe opinions too?
Yes. It can describe offers, amounts, or even opinions that are considered too weak or unimportant.
Rumors about his strategies remained unverified.
The word unverified means something that has not been confirmed, proven, or checked for accuracy. It suggests that the information may or may not be true. In the text, rumors about Jason's strategies remain unverified, meaning they have not been proven or officially confirmed.
So, does it mean it could be false?
Yes, it might be true or false, but there is no confirmation yet.
How is it different from confirmed information?
Confirmed information has been checked and proven, while unverified information has not been tested or proven.
And competitors hoped he would soon fall foul of the regulations.
The phrase fall foul of means to break a rule or law and get into trouble because of it. It suggests an action that leads to negative consequences, especially when rules are not followed. In the text, competitors hope Jason will fall foul of the regulations, meaning they expect him to make a mistake and face penalties.
Does it always mean breaking the law?
Not always the law. It can also mean breaking rules or expectations in general.
Is it always serious trouble?
Yes. It usually implies consequences or punishment for not following the rules.
But Jason carefully built an unassailable defense for his company's practices.
The word unassailable means something that cannot be attacked, challenged, or defeated because it is very strong or well protected. It suggests a position, argument, or defense that is solid and cannot easily be questioned. In the text, Jason builds an unassailable defense for his company's practices, meaning his position is very strong and difficult to challenge.
Does it mean completely perfect?
Not necessarily perfect, but strong enough that others cannot easily find faults or attack it.
Can it describe ideas as well as physical things?
Yes. It can describe arguments, plans, or positions that are very strong and hard to dispute.
Still, one wrong move could imperil everything he had built.
The word imperil means to put something or someone in danger or at risk. It suggests creating a situation where harm or serious problems could happen. In the text, one wrong move could imperil everything Jason has built, meaning it could endanger his entire success.
Is it similar to in danger?
Yes. It is very similar and often used to show that something is at serious risk.
Can it be used for both people and things?
Yes. It can describe putting people, plans, or even reputations at risk.
So he worked tirelessly, often making decisions in an attempt to safeguard his company's reputation.
The phrase in an attempt to means doing something with the goal of achieving a particular result. It shows purpose or intention behind an action. In the text, Jason works tirelessly in an attempt to safeguard his company's reputation, meaning he is trying to protect it.
Does it always mean the result is successful?
No. It only shows the intention, not whether the goal is achieved.
Can we use it in everyday actions?
Yes. We use it to explain the purpose behind actions in many situations.
And always reminding himself that it was for the sake of both his employees and the community.
The phrase for the sake of means doing something in order to help, benefit, or protect someone or something. It shows that an action is taken with another person or purpose in mind. In the text, Jason makes decisions for the sake of his employees and the community, meaning he acts to benefit them.
Does it always mean helping others?
Most of the time. Yes, it focuses on benefiting or protecting someone or something important.
Can it also be used for yourself?
Yes, it can be used for yourself too, but it usually emphasizes a purpose or reason behind the action.
Whenever his colleagues doubted him, Jason would repeat his reasoning again and again to ram his point home.
The phrase to ram his point home means to repeat or emphasize an idea very strongly so that others clearly understand and accept it. It often suggests persistence and strong effort to make a message clear. In the text, Jason repeats his reasoning again and again to ram his point home, meaning he keeps stressing his ideas until others understand them.
Does it mean being loud or aggressive?
Not always, it can mean strong emphasis, sometimes in a forceful way, but mainly focused on making the idea clear.
Why would someone do this?
To ensure their message is understood and to convince others of their point.
He was relentless in pursuit of a dream larger than himself.
The phrase in pursuit of means actively trying to achieve or reach a goal. It shows continuous effort and determination towards something important. In the text, Jason is relentless in pursuit of a dream, meaning he keeps working hard to achieve his vision.
Does it mean just thinking about a goal?
No. It means taking action and making effort to reach that goal.
Can it be used for any goal?
Yes. It can be used for goals, dreams, or objectives that someone is working hard to achieve.
But the journey was nuanced.
The word nuanced means having subtle differences or details that make something more complex and not easy to explain in simple terms. It suggests that there are many small layers or shades of meaning. In the text, the journey is nuanced, meaning success is not simple, but involves many detailed and complex factors.
Does it mean complicated?
It is related, but nuanced focuses more on subtle details and differences rather than just being complicated.
Can it describe ideas or situations?
Yes. It is often used to describe ideas, situations, or opinions that have many small but important details.
Success wasn't black and white. It required patience, negotiation, and an ability to present ideas immaculately.
The word immaculately means in a perfect, extremely clean, or flawless way. It suggests something is done with great care and attention to detail, leaving no mistakes or dirt. In the text, Jason presents his ideas immaculately, meaning he presents them very clearly and perfectly.
Does it only refer to cleanliness?
Not only, while it can describe being very clean, it also describes doing something perfectly and without errors.
Can it describe how someone speaks or works?
Yes, it can describe speech, work, or presentation done in a very precise and perfect manner.
Government policies cause a strangulation of small enterprises.
The word strangulation means a strong restriction or tightening that limits something's ability to function or grow. It suggests being squeezed or choked so that normal progress is blocked. In the text, government policies cause a strangulation of small enterprises, meaning these policies severely restrict their growth and operation.
Does it mean physical choking?
In a literal sense, yes. But here it is used figuratively to describe strong restrictions.
Can it be used for other situations?
Yes. It can describe anything that is severely limited or blocked, like growth, movement, or opportunities.
And Jason's profits began to shrivel.
The word shrivel means to become smaller, weaker, or to wrinkle due to loss of moisture or strength. It can describe both physical objects and abstract things. In the text, Jason's profits begin to shrivel, meaning they decrease and become smaller over time.
Is it only about physical things drying up?
No. It can also describe things like profits, confidence, or opportunities becoming weaker or reduced.
Does it always mean something negative?
Yes. It usually has a negative meaning, showing loss, decline, or weakening.
Yet he reminded himself that there were umpteen reasons not to give up.
The word umpteen means a very large number that is not specified exactly. It is used to emphasize that something happens many times or there are many reasons, without giving a precise count. In the text, there are umpteen reasons not to give up, meaning there are countless reasons to keep going.
Does it mean a specific number?
No. It does not refer to any exact number, just a large, indefinite amount.
Is it used in everyday speech?
Yes. It is often used to express many in a casual and emphatic way.
Even a tad of progress kept his hopes alive.
The phrase a tad of means a very small amount of something. It is used to show that something is just a little bit, not a large quantity. In the text, even a tad of progress kept Jason's hopes alive, meaning even a small amount of improvement gave him encouragement.
Is it the same as a little?
Yes. It is very similar and often used to emphasize a very small amount.
Can it be used for both good and bad things?
Yes. It can describe any small amount, whether it is positive or negative.
His unquenched desire for change pushed him forward.
The word unquenched means not satisfied or not fulfilled, especially when referring to a strong desire or feeling that continues to exist. It suggests that something has not been reduced or satisfied. In the text, Jason's unquenched desire for change means his strong desire has not been satisfied and keeps pushing him forward.
Does it only refer to desires?
It is often used for desires, thirst, or feelings that remain strong and unsatisfied.
Is it always something positive?
Not always, but it often describes a strong, ongoing drive or need that has not been fulfilled.
His girlfriend's blandness and meek support often soften his rough edges, giving him strength.
The word blandness means a lack of strong feeling, interest, or excitement. It describes something plain, dull, or lacking personality. In the text, his girlfriend's blandness suggests her support is gentle and not very expressive. The word meek means quiet, gentle, and showing a willingness to accept others' opinions without resistance. In the text, her meek support shows she supports Jason in a soft and humble way.
Does blandness mean something negative?
It can be slightly negative because it suggests a lack of energy or excitement.
Is meek always negative?
Not always. It can be positive when it means being gentle and calm, but it can also suggest being too passive.
When critics attacked him, Jason faced them with a clear conscience.
The phrase "with a clear conscience" means feeling free from guilt because you believe your actions are right and honest. It suggests having peace of mind after doing something you think is morally correct. In the text, Jason faces critics with a clear conscience, meaning he believes he has done nothing wrong and can confidently stand by his actions.
Does it mean someone never makes mistakes?
Not necessarily. It means they believe their actions were right, and they don't feel guilty about them.
Is it about feelings or facts?
It is about feelings specifically. The feeling of being morally at peace with one's actions.
Over time, he developed a sense of gravitas that silenced doubters.
The word gravitas means a sense of seriousness, dignity, and importance that makes others respect a person. It suggests a calm authority and a strong presence. In the text, Jason develops gravitas, meaning he gains a serious and respected presence that silences his critics.
Is it about how someone looks?
Not just appearance, it is more about how someone behaves and the respect they command.
Can someone develop gravitas over time?
Yes, it can grow through experience, confidence, and the way a person carries themselves.
His office was never quiet. Phones buzzed constantly, deals were made, and ideas flowed like electricity.
The word buzzed means to make a continuous, low, humming sound, often from activity or movement. It can also describe an environment that is full of energy and constant activity. In the text, phones buzzed constantly, meaning they kept making quick sounds, showing a busy and active office.
Does it always mean a sound?
Yes. It usually refers to a humming or vibrating sound, like from phones or insects.
Can it describe a place too?
Yes. It can describe a place full of energy, movement, or constant activity.
Jason knew the road was still long, but he had proven that ambition, when coupled with resilience, could reshape not only a career, but also society itself.
The word resilience means the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, setbacks, or challenges. It shows strength in facing problems and continuing forward despite obstacles. In the text, Jason's resilience allows him to keep going and overcome many challenges on his journey.
Is resilience the same as strength?
It is related. But resilience specifically means the ability to bounce back after facing difficulties.
Can resilience be learned?
Yes. It can be developed over time, through experience and facing challenges. Next, we will listen to the full passage one more time. Please pay attention to how the words and phrases we discussed are used throughout the text, so you can reinforce your understanding.
Jason was a young entrepreneur who dreamed of setting a precedent for socially responsible businesses. Unlike many of his peers who only cared about profit, he wanted his company to carry a deeper purpose. Yet his team often looked lackadaisical, drained of energy after long working hours. And Jason realized he had to set goals for them, both to motivate and to inspire. He knew he had to brace for countless challenges. Investors offered only meager funds, and the support from the market seemed puny at best. Some board members even tried to browbeat him into doing things against his principles. But Jason stood firm. To him, money without integrity was derisory. Rumors about his strategies remained unverified, and competitors hoped he would soon fall foul of the regulations. But Jason carefully built an unassailable defense for his company's practices. Still, one wrong move could imperil everything he had built. So he worked tirelessly, often making decisions in an attempt to safeguard his company's reputation, and always reminding himself that it was for the sake of both his employees and the community. Whenever his colleagues doubted him, Jason would repeat his reasoning again and again to ram his point home. He was relentless in pursuit of a dream larger than himself. But the journey was nuanced. Success wasn't black and white. It required patience, negotiation, and an ability to present ideas immaculately. Government policies caused a strangulation of small enterprises, and Jason's profits began to shrivel. Yet he reminded himself that there were umpteen reasons not to give up. Even a tad of progress kept his hopes alive. His unquenched desire for change pushed him forward. His girlfriend's blandness and meek support often softened his rough edges, giving him strength. When critics attacked him, Jason faced them with a clear conscience. Over time, he developed a sense of gravitas that silenced doubters. His office was never quiet. Phones buzzed constantly, deals were made, and ideas flowed like electricity. Jason knew the road was still long, but he had proven that ambition, when coupled with resilience, could reshape not only a career, but also society itself.
That brings us to the end of today's lesson. Thank you for your attention and participation. I hope you have a better understanding of the vocabulary and ideas in the passage. See you in the next class.